Okay, INTJ versus INFJ. How can you really tell the difference? All right, so we're going to be using the same structure we've done before with the IPs, and that is their first and last function you should be able to get pretty easy. We're assuming you've already gotten that, right? It's now all going to be about those functions in the middle. So first thing, the INTJ and INFJ should be the kind of questions you're having. You should not be having questions like, is this INTJ or ENTJ, or INTJ and ENTP? Because if you're talking like that, you're tracking the letters. You're tracking Myers-Briggs shit. You got to track the human needs, and that'll narrow it way down. The difference between an INTJ and an ENTP, one is lead, control, and organize, and the other one wants to gather. So their demons and saviors are drastically opposite. The only thing they have in common there is they like to gather or control the abstract. Goddamn, you should definitely be able to see the differences between an EP and an IJ. And then same with INTJ versus ENTJ. The INTJ is relatively balanced with their deciders, so their identity and their interaction with the tribe is not as intense as their observers. Where the ENTJ, their observers are more balanced in the middle, kind of a 60-40 ratio, but who is their identity and how do they interact with the tribe? That's where all their life problems are. You can't track anecdotes, you can't track letters, you can't track abilities, so you got to track the human needs to really narrow it down. So, all I have to say, INTJ versus INFJ is a really good question because when I know when I'm typing, this is definitely where I get stuck a lot. I'd say 80% of the problems in the INTJ's life is going to be exactly the same as the reoccurring problems in the INFJ's life, and that is they're over-controlling the abstract and therefore leaving a massive tidal wave void of gathering the sensory. So number one, you got to prepare yourself to know and expect that everyone can do everything. You can have an extroverted INTJ, an introverted INFJ, or the other way around. You can have an extremely logical INFJ and an extremely emotional, erratic, dumbass INTJ. You can have an INTJ who's really good with people and an INFJ who's not good with people. This is the stuff that we're tracking consistently. So all your brain wants to do is relate an INTJ to that one INTJ friend in your life because our stereotypical brain, just evolutionarily speaking, wants to clump things together like that. So you don't resist that. You cannot not do that. It's wired into our brains to be biased and stereotypical like that. You just have to admit it. You just have to work with it. You just have to have a spot in your checklist that you're expecting it and then have cross-checks in play to try and catch yourself. So number three, you go after self versus the tribe. So you don't ask, do they have FE or TE or TI or FI? You don't go after any of that. You go, is this person's identity above the tribe or is the tribe above their identity? Is this person a little bit more focused on who they are, what they're doing, and spending more time per week on what they want to do, their identity, and kind of leaving the tribe out to dry a little bit? Or are they erring a little bit on the martyr side, where they're kind of insecure of who they are, they don't know who they are, not really sure what they want or like, or what ideas drive them, but then they're always out busy helping everybody else. They're always out getting that validation of I did this for this guy and helped this guy and this guy, and they're getting their self-worth and their need through helping everybody else. So here's where this gets easy and hard at the same time. How do you know what self above tribe is if you haven't already mastered it previous with the IPs and the EJs? Because the IPs and the EJs are showing you an extreme version of self over tribe. Like, all right, so what is a dialed down version of that happening in the IJs and EPs? Let's just say you have a INFJ who's NITI. You're like, all right, this guy's definitely good with the patterns, definitely an NI, but also self above tribe. He's not killing himself for tribe validation. He gets tribe validation, he likes tribe validation, but not like he likes his own personal time, his identity. You're tracking little subtleties of like, every time he could take a road, he kind of errs on the side of fucking everyone else over just a little bit versus fucking himself over. And then the other person is the other way around. That person kind of just threw themselves under the bus there again. They kind of just went out of their way to help the others and kind of left a void for themselves. So you get somebody who's NITI, but you don't know it yet. All you know is they're organized and self. And so now you got to start asking questions like, is that identity built around what they like, what they value, their emotional states, FI? Or is it built off of reasons? And then the reverse is true. How are they interacting with the tribe? If the guy is NITI, does he have strong reasons for what he values, his well thought out ideas? And is he then trying to hopefully sell that to the tribe? Hey, do you guys FE like my stuff? No, we don't. Well, fuck you anyways. And he runs off. Or is this somebody who's maybe NIFI and they're self above tribe as well, but it's based off of this is what I like, this is what I value. And I'll give you 100 reasons, but this is really what I value. And so you're either tracking, is their identity value-based with the F, or is their extroverted decider value-based with the FE? Are there ideas and reasons tied to their identity, or is that just the bitch extroverted decider that they're using to bargain with the tribe? So you should be getting here are really good questions that you're asking on your little checklist here. All right, it's a lot coming at you. We'll be going over this more and more. Plus, we'll have a lot of information on the classes where we go a lot slower on the website. But the INTJ versus INFJ, you're really going after those double deciders in the middle. You're looking at, is this person self above tribe or tribe above self? And then is that feeling state introverted or extroverted? And is that T introverted or extroverted? It's that simple. Yes, it takes a lot of time to really own all of those little parts, but that's it. You can get this with lots of reps over time.